don't date black women because you don't like to get put in your place. And when you get, I'm not saying I was triggered. Where's your hair? Where's your hair?
Oh yes, I apologize for my actions because my temper went. I should have controlled my temper. That is it. That is all I'm apologizing for. Let's be very clear. Everything I said was true. Everything I said was true. And everything I said was fact. It's about me.
The streets of TikTok has been featuring a young man, Ginger J, and his controversial takes in a very popular sort of controversial conversation he had with black women. In this episode, I'll be digging into different nuances, different perspectives. I'll be playing some clips, and let's get to it.
You lot don't like to listen. I don't date black women because you don't like to get put in your place. And when you get your place, and when you get put in your place, you think you got taught like a man.
That's why they were cheating on you then.
You're not men.
That's why they were cheating on you.
Stay in your...
So, straight up the top, I don't think anybody should be putting anybody in their place. Just for starters, this is 2025. Let's get to it. Apologies for what? Like, apologies for what? She apologized because even he himself is saying apologies for what? I really want to get to understand what caused this. Let's play. All over social media, all over TikTok, the basis of the argument, the basis of the controversy is that he talked about the black woman's hair. Where's your hair? Valid question. Controversial? Yes. Where's your hair? And that is exactly why there's the outrage. That is exactly why most people are pushing for cancel Ginger J. But I want to get to run through this conversation and then get what you get where I'm going with this.
Talk about black. You're on your own, my guy. Oh, with you. You're going to have to deal with this by yourself, my brother.
Did I not say I was triggered? I said I was triggered. Did I not say I was triggered? Where's your hair? Where's your hair?
Where's your hair?
Show me your hair.
No, he's
Show me your hair.
pressed. He's
Show me your hair.
pressed.
Take off your eyelash. Take off your eyelash.
Oh boy.
You're pressed.
Take off your makeup.
You're pressed
I'll
because
bring
you got
watch this.
cheated on one, two, three, four.
Where? Watch
One,
this.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait for it.
Okay.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
I see the vibe.
And I'll bring my natural hair Indian woman in here now.
And then
and
what?
she looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on your ground.
Oh boy. Now that's another triggering point. You're gonna bring in your Indian girlfriend or wife in an attempt to shade. Obviously, this guy's got some thick skin. The fact that he's vibing to the shame tactics tells you he's quite resilient. But the way he carries himself is a no-no. And I'll tell you why I say it's a no-no. I'll play his testament to that, how he was cheated on and his experiences with the black. And that will kind of give us a rundown of what his motivations are.
I decided to step away from trying to chase black women because I was chasing black women. And before that, the black women that I had dated and been in relationship with either treated me like shit and thought I didn't realize it.
And guess what? I gave my strap to my girl. Swear to God. And I didn't even want to.
Or expected way too much of me because I'm a black king.
Because I was just hotel hopping with her ID.
And I wasn't living up to it and end up cheating on me anyway.
I got arrested on terrorism charges because grenades had gone off on this person's house.
And I'm seeing that they are wanting and expecting so much more.
And that was for conspiracy to pervert the course of justice with use of hand grenades in way of shooting and attempted kidnapping of a High Court official.
I never found a black woman that could step in my mother's shoes. Not even remotely close. When I mean remotely close, not one black woman have I seen walk this planet of Earth is in the image of my mother or my grandmother.
Okay.
This is not manhood. This is not manliness. He's got issues, obviously. Definitely not issues from the black woman, but issues about the black woman. I'd like to know his history with his father. That way, we can know what exactly went wrong. Because this type of perception about the people you share your identity with is quite disturbing, very disturbing.
Or my grandmother.
Okay, so your mum is black.
My mum raised 5 boys by herself.
Chasing him down the road with a shotgun.
Bro,
In the middle of the road.
outside my mum's house.
So your mum is black?
Yes.
And you don't feel like there's any other black woman that's like your mum? It's just your mum?
Not even
It's just a
close.
rare gem?
Oh boy. You see, Ginger J reflects the ideal single mother-raised young black man. Emotional, dysregulated, chaotic, empty, seeking validation, seeking attention, you name it. Violent. Men without fathers would always reveal a void. There's a void in them. There's a question in them. They're seeking answers. They're seeking validation. They're seeking masculinity. Remember, masculinity is a journey, and fathers kickstart every young man's journey, at least to a certain degree, where they are ready for their own challenges as men. However, when the father is absent, that journey oftentimes never gets started. And that's why we see the ras behavior, we see the chaos, emptiness, the lack of coordination as a man. Is it his fault? That's none of our business. As an adult male in the society, you are to be held accountable and responsible for your choices, your words, and actions. On the flip side, looking at Ginger J, you can tell his violent nature, he's been expressing it, and nobody's talking about it. Let's drop another nuance. I'm about to introduce you guys to coconuts over here in Australia. There's a common thing with them. Call them Uncle Toms if you may. Black on the outside, white on the inside. Some made, some were born. You see, a lot of black men, and this is across different countries, America, in Canada, and even in Africa, are now getting to a point where they feel like the black woman is no longer on their side. Like, they feel like the black woman is no longer who they were. They should be doing life with. For reasons I wouldn't be digging into. Focus on Ginger J. Now, Ginger J is black on the outside, obviously. He's got the ebonics, he's got the vibe, his mom is black. However, what cultural context did he emanate from? How was he raised? Is a question. And obviously, he talked about being used and tossed around by black, almost 11 of them. The fact that he's able to wear that shit, get to vocalize it, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody's asking why and how, what really happened. I'm hoping that he gets to, sit with someone who can properly interview him and get to have a heart-to-heart talk with him so that at least we can know his motivation. On the flip side, that doesn't excuse his bad behavior. He's badly raised. On the inside, he doesn't like black. Obviously, he's tried it. Nobody is saying that all the black women he dated were not good for him. Probably he's got the issues. Probably. Because we can all attest to the fact that most black women are combative. Most of them. Are they the soft, nice, kind ones? Yes. There seems to be a global tweak on the level of, combativeness in black women and it was raised up. Now, does that mean they're all not good? No. Does that mean that they are less? No. It just means that it's a different vibe. It's a different culture. It's a different way of expression. It's unfortunate. The historical context to it is valid. It can be traced back to wherever it came from. But limiting that to the context of this video, which is Ginger J and his ras behavior. And it's more like he feels like he's Hanan, like he has an out. He's not fully black. So he ventures into blackness when it favors him and then ventures out of it when it disfavors him. Hence why he feels like you get to compare worlds. Yes, you should, because you're mixed. However, not against either. You should be able to bring both worlds, a blend of both worlds in positivity and find ways to uphold that mixed identity without bashing either sides, especially the black race with whom you identify with. I'll be playing more clips. Let's get to have some more context to it. Anyway, quick one. If you're just watching and you're enjoying what you see, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments. Let's proceed.
Hey, gay. Young girls like that, mine. Like, even if your hair fine like that, but I will never insult their hair. I club the big things you will receive. Time like that came across was very They don't hate them. Yeah. I know them, but the way you say too much fire in your heart. Relax a little bit. Take it easy, please.
So I'm getting something. This dude knows him in person or maybe online or whatever, but he is able to draw up a nuance that, okay, maybe he's a great guy in person. Prior to this interview, he's been a good guy. But this is what happens when the shadow comes out. The fact that he got triggered and then expressed himself this way, to this degree, tells you that there are deeper issues that we should be talking about. Oh, you want to cancel him? Okay, go ahead. Cancel him. He's probably going to show up in another interview with more. And we're going to watch it, whether we like it or not, right?
Come on. You're so fun. Like crazy, man. This is a fun. I actually know
cool.
You might have to hold back later. Yeah, that's not me, man.
Disclaimer. When it comes to Nigerian women, I'm Nigerian, right? And I'll tell you for free, you don't want to mess with them. Not that you should be afraid of them, but they're quite vocal. If you go on X, Twitter, you don't mess with them. However, they are people. We know how to mess with them. We know how to love them. We know how to, it's all, should I say, cultural? It's more cultural than it's about global. The cultural context I'm trying to draw here is that us as Nigerians, quite vocal, we're quite expressive, and we're quite resilient. We don't just back down because you've got an opinion over us. We will you go hear that. We go show you. We go talk out. And I saw that girl stand her ground, and it makes sense. If you're all resorting to shaming and bashing in a conversation, who gets to draw the line? Nobody. So what I saw was a back and forth that involved two individuals that couldn't find a way to at least sit down and say, let's have this conversation. None of them did. Ginger J especially, But let's play more clips.
You're not responsible for your first thought, but you're responsible for the second thought. This young girl not have to feel that what is growing from her body is unmanageable. There's no amount of money or sense of style that should allow you. Should already know what that is. But if you don't have to begin with, how are you going to love? When you talk about diversity and inclusivity, it shouldn't be about race. Keeps being a part of a conversation that is crippling us from actually having humanity at the core of everything that.
So this is to his brother. I'm guessing probably younger brother or elder brother, but he is able to articulate himself in a way that is more mature or demure. He's able to transcend beyond the racial context of hair, nails, lashes, and color. He's able to take the conversation deeper to where Ginger J was limited. And this is the fact to tell you that if they both grew up in the same household, there's a problem somewhere. There is a problem somewhere. It's not a reflection of poor background, poor upbringing. It's a reflection of poor choices and maleducation, misinformation, deprioritization of the right ways of learning or the right information to consume. You see, so because if we heard Ginger J say, I'm triggered, and in response to being triggered, resort to shaming tactics, you resort to talking about hair and nails and lashes and all these childish things. It reflects the childishness in you as a man. So his brother is able to give us this cultural context because he's got that understanding. He's got a calm presence. He's able to articulate the right thoughts that reflect diversity, which Ginger J was poor in expressing. And that tells us that it's important how you communicate. You need to learn that.
I've watched it. You lot have watched, right? Cool. There's a thing going circulate about my apology. Yes, yes, I apologize for my act because my that is it, and that is all I'm apologizing. Let's be very clear. Everything I.
So what did you say that was true? Let's play another. Let's have a deeper conversation.
I don't follow, but I was like, you know what? I love how the man come out of jail. The man do him thing. The man get him a recognition. Yeah, man, me a cheering at the corner. I saw you. I said the man look happy. The man look glowy. The man look like him good. So then to see this like literally like this like I'm over this because I've been a lot of people.
All right, Blanco. Everybody up this is a bad. At the same time, without a but. At the same time, without a but.
Okay.
I was a man and I act ahead. So to everybody, genuinely.
So this is what I'm gonna say, and everyone's going round and round, and I understand we all have our different. If you really want to make, and when I say change, it's not going to be for the public because we're not going to see. Even if you put out a mad statement and say, you know what, I feel bad, blah blah, because realistically we already want to punch you up. But what I'm thinking now, going forward, go to therapy, my guy.
You lot have watched it. Right? Cool. There's a thing on Instagram circulating about my apology yesterday. Yes, I apologize for my action because my temper went way. I should have controlled my temper. That is it, and that is all I'm apologizing for. Let's be very clear here. Everything I said was true. Everything I said was true, and everything I said was a fact because I was talking about me. I stated clearly at the beginning. I stated clearly twice. I'm not generalizing. It's about the women. It's about me. They asked me questions about me, not about the world, about me. It was all.
This is where I will have a problem with the podcast and the setup. If this is true, which I believe is true, that we're asking him about him in his experience, he was sharing that. I think it should have been controlled. The host should have come in and be like, hey, let the man express himself. He's talking about his experiences as a person, as a man. But clearly, there's a high demand for controversy. There's a high demand for banter in conversations. It's no longer about understanding. It's now about having content. We've degraded to a point where it's about content. You're asking a man about his experiences and he's clearly expressing that. And the resort is to shame him for the particular thing you want to find out about. And then when he got triggered, it became a viral moment. Anyways, it's unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate, but this is not to excuse it. However, in this apology, him saying that he's only apologizing for his mood, for his temperament, that's wrong. Dude, you said a lot of things that you should apologize for. Yes, you did. Right? Because when you started transcending from the black women you've dated to black women, you lot is no longer the people you dated. You lot is no longer the women in your experience. Bringing in an Indian woman to compare, to show the person you're bantering with that you've got a woman that's better than the black woman is no longer about the black women you've dated. So in this apology, reject it. I reject it. It doesn't make sense. As a man, you should be able to own your shit, own your own words, and own your actions and hold yourself accountable for what you've done. The apology is not necessary. Most people wouldn't see this. They probably wouldn't see this apology video, but the one where you caused the chaos is the one that would stick. So if you had to make this apology video, if you felt there's a need for it, the least you could have done is to do it right. So that whoever gets to see it at any point in time, I had to dig, I had to find this. Whoever gets to find it can at least have the full understanding of what you are, and what you represent, and what your thought processes are. This is how you apologize as a man. And like I said, this is a reflection of the, I don't care, I'm a black man, and I can be something else. I can get to say whatever because I feel like I could say it. And that is not a good way to conduct yourself in a society. But let's hear you. Let's run the clip.
All about me. I kicked off about me. I didn't kick off about generalizing. So anybody that's upset with generalizing, that's on you.
No, that's not a good way to apologize, sir. Not that I'm about to teach you how to apologize, but anybody that's upset about generalizing, that's childish. Very childish. I mean, when you were talking about what you were talking about, what were you expecting? For the audience to be the only 11 women that treated you like trash? No, you're speaking to an audience that want to hear you, that want to know you. The least you can do is to appear like somebody that people would want to know. That's the least you should have done. Nobody wants to know how bitter you were about your past experiences. In fact, the fact that you're traumatized by them or you've got a triggering thing about it should the more humble you and say, hey, I'm declaring this conflict of interest. What I'm about to say could be very limiting. I know I could be wrong. It's my experience, but this is how I feel. However, I feel like this is a safe space to express it in the hopes that it's not going to be used against me. You declare your biases up front. That's how you communicate. And like I said, he's got a lot of things he needs to learn. He's got a lot of therapy that he'll be needing, the right one. Not just going to the gym and learning how to speak Ebonics and then, swerving around topics and buzzwords. That's not therapy. He needs to learn the calm. He needs to learn to articulate his thoughts. He needs to learn to process his own thoughts before he lets them. He needs to sit down and self-assess in the hopes that he'll become more self-aware and then get into a point where he be his full self. Because in my opinion, we are yet to meet the full potentials of Jim J. Like I said, he's very confident, he's very smart, as I can see his limiting expressions. And this is a reflection of potentials he has. The future holds more value for him than the average Joe out there who can't even voice his opinions. So in my take, cancel him? No, he needs work. And I believe videos like this, reactions like this, if he gets to see them, will give him the right context, the right nuance to understanding himself and learning what to learn, not just being out there on podcasts and just voicing himself out. However, in closing, I hope you were able to find value in this video. Let me know what your thoughts are. What should I have said? Did I say it right? Did I say it wrong? Let me know what I should have touched. Until next time, I'll catch you again. Ciao.
You done I say it, I'm on it, then. Check me pockets, man. $3 man says it's a hot $1, a $200. Fifth like the motherfucking $1,000 blazing hot, man. I straight to tell them, spend the money, man. When you mark the man.